Let me know if you can hear me because I have these new headphones I'm testing out, so I'm not sure how they work, but here I am. I made it to Florida. Not cold yet, just slightly more cold, I think, inside here than it is outside. So I'm doing this on my iPad. I usually do it on my phone, but I'm doing it on my iPad this time. So, and I have it on my phone too, so I can like see the chat as it's coming up, so I don't have to mess with the screen so much. Hope you all are doing great out there. Um, Goodness, what an experience that Amazon job was. I can't believe that was 3 months. I will never do that again. Not that job anyway. But I really like them as a company. My favorite thing about Amazon is the diversity they have. It's incredible. It's like being at the Olympics. Hey, twin! Twin. Yeah, Amazon is incredible for its diversity. I mean, everyone's representative, at least at that location I was at in Tennessee, in Murfreesboro. It's BNA3 if anyone wants to go work there, but great people. Like the one thing I will miss about working there is the people. Awesome people. Hey, 20 Twin, do you have any specific questions about the Amazon job? So we started off September 11th, and they had a training for us, which was Monday, Tuesday, and like part of Wednesday. And then the following week, we hit the ground running. Yeah, and the training was really great. So I guess they changed it up for this year. And someone had commented that it was the best training that they had received so far with Amazon. So that's great. It's good that they took that feedback and made a better training platform for the job. And we were picking, so if you've read my blog post, you know kind of what that entailed. So you pretty much were shopping all day long, walking through aisles, pulling items out of drawers or out of bins, and putting them in the totes, and then putting them on the line, and off they would go to get packed up. Unless you were picking shoes, it was just a little bit different, but shoes were easy. Shoes were like a meditation. And let's see, I think like maybe it was either that first week or the second week, they did a pay increase. So it went up, like, I don't even remember now. It ended up being 6.25 an hour. I think they didn't have any job other than that available with Camper Force. So if you were with Camper Force, which was the seasonal position, your only choice was to do the picking job. There was no other option. I would have liked to have done one of the other jobs that I got to witness. I think it would have been more enjoyable. And they sent out a post survey about the job and like what I liked and what I didn't and what they could improve on. And I told them they need to at least offer different positions for us because physically, I don't even know how some of these. I mean, some left early. They couldn't even, finish it up, and I don't blame them because every day I wanted to quit. There wasn't a day that went by that I didn't want to leave. Yeah, I think for the if you have forklift and cherry picker experience, you'd be able to work there just as a regular employee, though, not for the seasonal camper force. And for the pay for the camping, they just add it to your paycheck every week. So depending on what location you're at, for our location, the camp pay was 215 a week. So you have $215 a week to go towards your campsite, and you can camp at any campground you want. They don't keep up with it. They don't want to know. That changed last year. Was the first year, but it was just so, because this year it changed. You had to wear the safety shoes, and I think that pretty much kind of killed everyone, because even uh, campers that had worked the previous season weren't doing that great. It was killing everybody working in these safety shoes for 10 hours a day. And in the beginning, they offered a lot of voluntary time off because they weren't busy yet. And so I took advantage of that. It wasn't good for my bank account, but I was just dying. I didn't know how I was going to make it. It was so painful. I was limping out of there. And Sundays were the worst because I'd have Thursday, Friday, Saturday off, and then I'd go in there. Yeah, steel toed, or the composite, which still felt like steel toes to me. And then when you're working on the first floor, it's all concrete. So think of safety shoes and, 10 miles a day walking on concrete if you're on the first floor. So it was a relief when you got to work a day mostly on the second or the third floor, so that you didn't have the concrete just exacerbating that. I'm stretching out my feet right now just thinking about it. Yes, if you plan on doing that, you need to get a pair that you love that feel like clouds when you're walking. It was funny. I think it was like my second month there. I was in this one aisle and the lady looked down at my shoes. She's like, "Are those comfortable?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, no." She's like, "I had a pair like just like that and I couldn't wear them." She's like, "My feet felt broken." I was like, "Yep, broken is a good description." And I don't want this video to be about just, me complaining, but I want people to know that it's no picnic. Um, that you get uh, personal time off and it accrues every day. So every day you get, I want to say like 26 minutes or something like that a day to go towards paid time off as soon as you start working. So like almost, I would double check that. I'm not sure. I think it was like that. Do you do boots or steel-toed soft shoe? What do you mean? They look like sneakers, but they had the round front with the steel toe in it. Yeah, so not boots. And I saw a really nice pair of what were they? Skechers or some other. I should have went with those. Yeah, I don't. I even had inserts and it didn't help. So I'm not sure. I felt a slight difference in the shoe after about a month. So I think they finally broke in after a month, but it didn't matter. As soon as I would reach like 10,000 steps, I was limping. I was just like, I had to power through. And if you read my blog post, like I just had to change my whole mindset about it, or else I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to last at all. It was not good. The link for my blog post is in the description if you want to go read that. If you haven't read that yet, I elaborate more on how I was able to make it through and change, my mindset and the way I looked at things. And yeah, I wouldn't have been able to make it through without it, because it's boring. Boring. It's the most boring boring job I've ever had in my life. The fun parts about it were when I would talk to other um, coworkers, other employees that work there, and it was funny because after a week of working there, I was kind of looking at the people and like, where am I? It kind of felt like zombie apocalypse a little bit, but it changed once I started talking to people and getting to know them. And because at first they're probably like, "Who is this lady who keeps smiling at me?" Like, lady, why are you smiling? That's how it was the first week. Like, oh, but there she is smiling again. What are you smiling about? But then peak season, you have to work 50 hours a week, so 5 10-hour days. Their regular employees have to work 6 10-hour days during that in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. I felt bad for them. They were like 2 more days, and I like didn't know what to say. I was like, because we only had to do 50. We could do 60 if we wanted to, but I don't even know how I made it. That's just that was that was enough. Yeah, because it probably took 2 months for me to even be able to completely do a 40-hour week. So I wasn't making hardly any money at all because I was taking so much time off on my feet. I think it was right around the 11th week. I can't remember when I did my first 40-hour week, but I'm trying to think what questions you guys would have about it. So it's 16.25 an hour. It's 40 hours a week. You work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday if you have that schedule. They have overnights, so they have 7:30 to 6, and then I want to say it's whatever the night shift is, the opposite. Um, and it's up in the air what you get. So it's possible that you get the night shift. You're not allowed to choose um, what you get. You can ask, and maybe they can accommodate. I know someone who was originally supposed to be on night shift, but they kind of got with them, and I guess someone had canceled, so they were able to take their spot. So, uh, but yeah, it's not for me. I mean, other people you might be able to do it, and it's okay, but you're not allowed to wear headphones, so it's not like you can listen to a podcast or music. The last 3 weeks, I just said to heck with you guys, and I started playing music on my phone. I just set my phone in the cup holder, and I just it was the only way I was going to make it. There's no way I was doing 50 hours a week and not using. Yes, the beet harvest was easier. Why was the beet harvest easier? Even though we were outside, we had interaction. Like this is the picking job is very kind of like isolating because you're timed. You have to do it with a certain percent too. So it's not like you can lollygag and just like stand around and talk to everyone. I mean, we talked when we could, but they'd get after you for not moving fast. And there were times where I couldn't move fast, and if they were going to come after me, I'd be like, I physically can't move any faster. So the beet harvest was much better in the aspect of being able to, talk and converse because I got to talk to the truck drivers when they pulled up, even if it was just like, hey, and, things like that. But just chatting with your, fellow employees and, just it made it tolerable, you know. I would do the beet harvest again, especially if you're able to have a motel room. Then at least you get to go at the end, and have a nice hot shower and not be cold. And it would, make up for having to be out in the cold. So yeah, beet harvest for me personally is easier than the job I did at Amazon. Now at Amazon, if I would have gotten like the ICQA, one of those jobs, like the quality and inventory, where so if we were picking something, let's say an item was missing, and we put it in the scanner that was missing, ICQ would have to come in and like count everything in there and do what they did, and they're not timed. They don't have to hurry up and go fast. So I was always seeing them chatting with each other. I was always seeing the people who stow the items in the drawers, and I was always seeing them chatting with each other all the time, constantly. So those jobs would be so much easier and better to make the time go by. Follow through and Cindy, what? Plan that again and follow through to do it. Oh, the beet harvest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard for me. I don't know what I'm gonna plan to do it. I'll plan to do it next year. It's just I don't know what I'm gonna be doing or where I'm gonna be at. I don't know that far ahead. That seems like forever, for, forever away. Ah, I think I kind of like want to do something remote and then kind of do what you do with like the pet sitting, so that you could work remotely and do pet sitting at the same time and have kind of like double income. I think that's smart. I mean, I saw the videos. I mean, the beet harvest, like, the only thing about the beet harvest is that I was told I would go better prepared this time around. Different boots, better things to keep my hands warm. But the biggest thing with the beet harvest is leaving and not being able to get a hot shower or freeze first even more and then get a shower. Yeah. Oh, really, Cindy? Oh my goodness, you're a hot commodity. They love you. I love animals too. I'm already missing that big old white dog in Texas. She's so cute. Yeah, people were laughing. Like, how do you go from Tennessee to Texas to Florida? Texas isn't on the way. I'm like, sure it is. If you're Mindy, Texas is on the way to Florida from Tennessee. Wonder Power, Wonder Twins. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, like I said, my favorite part about Amazon was the people, meeting new people, hanging out with new people. Some of the people who actually work there were a lot of fun. Um, this one guy, Gordon, and I would like shoot the little scanner gun at each other, like uh, just things like that. Would anything that made me laugh would just improve the day so much. Yeah, it could be very isolating, and as much as I can do isolation, but I need something to do in my isolation, like read, draw, write, even watch something, listen to something, music, karaoke. I just, for it to be nothing but walking around and like, oh my gosh, I'm not even a shopper to begin with. Like, and it was fun on my off days when I would go into Walmart. All of a sudden, I'd be hauling butt around the store, and I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Like, the store felt so small in comparison to the Amazon warehouse. It was like I was ready to start doing laps because I had comfortable shoes on too. That's another good benefit. Even though physically, like my feet hurt so much, I got so much stamina and my health improved so much. Like you can even see like the whites of my eyes are getting a lot better. Like my health improved from being so active. So even though I was in pain, I'm grateful for having to walk so much, you know. Like, oh my gosh. Like I walked so much I could have walked the Camino de Santiago, which is just crazy. It blows my mind. And there was this one couple that I worked with that was part of the camper force. She had a really bad knee. I don't know if it was both knees or just one knee. Man, you should have seen her powering through that. Oh my gosh. I was inspired by her and her husband because he was getting chemo. He was fighting cancer and he was working his job, and I was just like, oh my God, what is happening? Just some people are incredible. And they had to have been, I don't like to guess people's ages, but definitely over 60, I would think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like maybe even older, like retirement age. Like, I'm pretty sure I was the youngest, or almost the youngest. Oh no, wait, no, I wasn't because Carrie's daughter Kate. It was her very first job, so it was awesome to work with Carrie and Kate and Harry and Ruth, who were part of the camper force, and those guys were just amazing. It was cool to leave with new friends. I think what else about the shift or anything anybody wants to know. Um, so if they change it and they offer, the ICQA or like stowing, then at least you have options. Like Harry likes picking. He likes that job. He did ICQA for like years and couldn't stand it. He hated it. He didn't like the counting. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can count and I'm good at Tetris. So it would have been a perfect job for me, but it wasn't an option. So I made sure I put that in the survey that they sent out. But other than that, I mean, on the weekends I wasn't working. I was going off to this free campground in the woods, which was incredible. I enjoyed that a lot. Some days I'd have 4 days in a row out there. So you get 16.25 an hour, and then at the very end, if you work the whole thing, you get a bonus, and you get 50 cents for every regular hour you work, and $1 for every overtime hour you work. But this time there was only overtime at the peak season. There wasn't any overtime till like the last 3 weeks of us working there. Yeah, it might just be that location, and that's true. And I don't know if you can know ahead of time. And also, I don't know if I'd luck out again and get day shift. I don't want to work night shift, so. But who knows? So I won't say I wouldn't. I'll never do the picking job again. Like you can just, you know, scratch that out right now. Mindy is never doing the picking job at Amazon ever again. But shoot, I mean, I would excel at like the HR. Every time I went to that HR desk, I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody smile. Somebody look like they want to help. Like, where are you finding these people? Sign me up. Like maybe I'll help you out. Come see. Something like that would be fun. I'd love to work at Amazon in HR at the desk. That would be like probably one of my optimum jobs. So who knows? But yeah, the picking job. I hope I've made it clear what you have to do. Just all right, twin. Thanks so much. If you got any other questions, just shoot me a message. Love you. All right, let's see what else I can think of. I won't make this too long. I want it to just mostly be about Amazon because I'm going to do another live stream after Christmas to talk more about what I'm doing. Bye, twin. What I'm up to. I gotta gonna be changing up the van, and I'll be recording that, so that'll be happening in the coming week. But if you have any other questions about Amazon, you can put them in the comments, and I'll answer them. I'm trying to think what else. Um, oh, I can tell you like the funniest things I found when I was shopping for other people. One of the funniest things I saw was this beer mitt. It looked like a glove, like a mitten, and it had like a space for the beer to sit in, so you didn't have to take your mitten off in order to drink your beer. It's called a beer mitt. You have to Google it or look on Amazon for beer mitt. And then there was this adult coloring book, things you wish you could say at work. It was hilarious. Those are probably the two funniest things that I saw. I saw a lot of things I wish I could unsee. Uh, and yeah, it was an experience. But yeah, if you have more questions, like I said, just drop them in the in the comments, and I'll answer them. I'm usually really good about answering you guys' questions pretty quick, but I'll wrap I'll wrap it up. And like I said, I'm gonna do another one after Christmas because I have some things to talk about. The van, Kyle, my son Kyle. Just some things I'm gonna be doing. So I'll get into that after Christmas. And I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hope everyone's doing great. I'll see you guys later.